Welcome to the Totally Awesome Superpower Fun Show! My name is AJ.
I'm Brady.
It's a crotch party right up in here.
And I'm KJ.
But y'all don't say that.
But this show is about superpowers. Where have they been seen as... Because clearly superpowers aren't real. But where have you seen them? Comic books, movies, TV shows. And then we're going to have a discussion about how did they use them? Did they use them in the right way? Do you think they used them good or bad? And then what would you do if you had your own superpower? So today we are going to start with invisibility.
Can't see you.
Just like John Cena. So KJ, tell us about invisibility.
Well, AJ, invisibility is portrayed differently in different comic books and movies. A lot of the times, the character will turn invisible. Sometimes their clothing or whatever they're holding will also turn invisible. And sometimes it won't. And sometimes, like in Darkman, he was invisible, but anything he consumed, you could see digesting through his digestive tract, which is kind of gross.
So, yeah, you could totally see his whiz going down and his... when he's about ready to pinch out a cold one.
That would be so unfortunate. It's like, oh, I got invisibility, but you can see my crap. It's not even worth it.
Yeah, I know. How are you going to sneak around with that? Like, oh, look at that bag of shit running. It's floating. I think, do you know what? That'd actually be kind of like a fear effect. You imagine just like this turd flying at you, but at this really weird like angle, like, oh!
That would be, you just see him walking through the apartment. There he is.
There's a floating turd.
See, I like it when they have to take off their clothes and stuff. Like, because I remember reading The Invisible Man when I was a kid, and the cover was just the suit and the hat.
Yeah.
And you couldn't see anything else. It's really enigmatic for me. I like it. But that would also suck if you're just learning to control it and
you
have to get
lose it
naked.
suddenly. And
Like,
you're naked on the streets.
Sue Storm or whatever her name is in the crappy first Fantastic Four movie.
Oh, yeah.
I did like the first Fantastic Four movie way better than the second one.
Me too. And better than the newest one.
Well, that's what I meant.
Oh.
So anyway, I don't know. When it comes to invisibility, I think I kind of agree with Brady where I think it's pretty cool where if everything that you wear you can see, but once you take it off, you know, like you're just an invisible person. Even though the idea of like a floating turd flying at somebody or a floating bag of pee flying at somebody would be really hilarious, it also kind of defeats the entire purpose of having invisibility. Now, here's one thing that I don't kind of agree with. Because, like, everyone's like, oh, well, if I had invisibility powers, I would just steal from the bank. How are you going to steal from the bank, though? Because you would have to have the power to make anything turn invisible once you touch it. Well, if you really think about it, though, you're always in contact with the entire planet and
So
everything
like King
else.
Midas?
So, yeah, like, everything you touch turns invisible. You imagine just like one day somebody gets that power, they touch, and like the whole world disappears out from underneath you, and you're just floating.
That would be so creepy. Like, would you see space or would you see sky?
Ooh, that's a good point because you're not touching the atmosphere.
That's true. I don't know what would happen. Like, this is a great what if. Like, this is a magical what if too. Because I imagine, like, how far would you see? Would you be able to see across the entire, like, because like the planet below you vanishes.
Would everything else touching it vanish as well, so everyone else would be invisible?
Yeah,
So nothing would be there.
but everybody would collectively see that happen.
That would be terrifying. What
There-
if you like were so anxious you couldn't turn it off?
So if you couldn't turn it off, somebody would have to find the person who's doing it and kill him.
But would that make it go away?
Well, if it's a power, then once you cease to exist, the power disappears.
Hopefully.
Unless you have the power of Grayskull, and then you become a skeleton with power Skeletor.
By Skeletor buff.
I have the power!
Well, what do you think, like, with Fantastic Four about them making special fabric that absorbs the power and
Well,
goes
it
with
wasn't
it?
so much that it absorbed the power. Like in the Fantastic Four, the way that they created the invisibility was to create. They changed the way light was bouncing off of her as well as off of the clothing. So she wasn't really invisible, but you didn't see her.
It was kind of like super camouflage.
Exactly.
Oh, that makes sense. Because she could make force fields.
Out of the way the air.
Ah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
Gibberish. Out of the way that the light was reflecting off of stuff.
Think she should just be full invis or not. She should be like Wonder Woman. She's not visible, but her airplane is.
Why was that a thing?
I honestly don't know, but apparently the reason why the creator of Wonder Woman created Wonder Woman is because he was really into bondage, and in a lot of the older
She
series,
was always tied up.
like if she was tied up, she was powerless.
Wow.
So he would do the chick get bound thing, and that's what rendered her powerless.
I feel.
But only if done by a man.
Yeah, if she was tied up by other women, she still had power.
Jesus.
So she could dominate other women, but not other men.
God. I feel like the invisible jet was the last minute decision. Like it's just a jet. It's not cool enough. Make it invisible. All right, shit, print it.
Well, they couldn't make her fly because, Superman flew, and he was, the man, so they couldn't make her fly, too.
So
She
she
needed
gotta-
assistance.
The worst part about having invisible jet is that you can see them use the invisible toilet.
The invisible loo.
Who calls it a loo? Were we in London?
Apparently Brady does.
Oi! But let's think about invisibility like in a full term. So I think it's something that all humans kind of secretly wish they had, but all humans are secretly happy that doesn't exist. Because the greatest fear is the fear of the unknown. And not being able to see something coming at you is probably the scariest thing.
Like signs.
Yeah, I guess.
The aliens in that can blend. It's not really technically true invisibility. They're blending into their backgrounds.
Oh.
But, okay, now I'm creeped out because I thought about signs. But yeah, that would be terrifying. Like knowing that someone,
Someone is invisible and they're watching you, but there's nothing you can do about it. So I think it's something that's like primarily like built in, because when we were on break, I was thinking about it and I was like, what is it that really like gets us excited about invisibility? Because yeah, there's like lots of cool aspects, but the main aspects seem to have a more sinister cause to me.
because it gives everyone a free pass to be bad and not be seen.
Because I tried to think about like invisibility in like ancient looks. So I went with like, well, when you play D&D, you usually play D&D in a old timey, not like Western, like old school medieval times. Yeah. So and usually when you play a video game that's set in that era, and if you can go invisible, you're usually a rogue. So you usually are a thief and a backstabber.
And a pickpocket.
Well, that's a thief.
Yeah, but it's more fun to say pickpocket.
Yeah, I guess so. But I honestly think like we've always attributed invisibility as an evil thing. So I mean, what good guys had invisibility?
Well, Sue Storm, Cypher. Was the Invisible Man a good guy?
I don't. I think his story was just like a sad story
Oh yeah.
more than anything, because like it happened to him on an accident, and then they said he was dead. He's like, I'm not dead. I'm here.
Kind of reminds me of Dark Mirror when they unfriend you and you become static.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. That would be a lonely life.
Yeah.
What if in the future, space cops can make people invisible? It's like, you are sentenced to be unseen. And they just turn you off.
That would be horrible.
Well, no, that gives them like a full, like that gives them a free check to like go out and like.
Or it could be like in a huge floating space jail. All the inmates are invisible. And what if like time forgets about them and somebody discovers it and they're walking past these seemingly empty cells, but the prison is full?
Oh, that'd be crappy.
Oh. Whoa. Let me
Whoa.
get my typewriter. I gotta write this down.
On that TV show Continuum, the police, what are they called? Peacekeeper? Not
Yeah.
peacekeepers. Peacekeepers?
Yeah.
Their suits can make them camouflage and go invisible. That would be a pretty nifty for a law enforcement perspective.
Yeah, but like.
People would be like, I can't do anything bad. What if they're watching me right now?
But we're going with like a superpower, not like a
Device.
Look at this thing I can wear that makes me invisible.
So we're not going to discuss Harry Potter's cape.
I was just thinking about that.
Well, Harry Potter's cape is a magical item, and therefore, like,
That's pretty super.
yeah, because it's enchanted.
Okay, so if you could go invisible, if you had that superpower, what is the very first thing you would do?
Masturbate in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard.
First, you have to get to California.
No, honestly, what was the first thing I would do? I have no clue. I think, like, I would just go out and I would just, like, be outside naked. Just be naked in public. Just pure nakedness. I think that would be wonderful. I would sit on benches next to people naked. Just let my body air out. Because, like, here's the coolest part about being invisible. Your smells are still there. So, like, you're just airing out your dirty balls in front of somebody.
And they're like, oh my goodness.
It'd be really fun to find where they're shooting, like, ghost adventures
Oh, yeah.
and fuck with them.
But I think, honestly, yeah, if I had the power of invisibility, the first thing I would do is just go outside and be naked. What about you, Brady?
Well, now that I thought I'd mess with people and like they think I'm a ghost, but I'm just an invisible dude in their house.
Would you be like,
Oh yeah. Woo.
oh, dude. Okay, so what kind of invisibility are we going for? Are we going for full Or do we have the ability to pick up stuff and have it go invisibility? Or
I would say the only way I would want invisibility is if all the factors were perfect.
yeah, because like I want to be able to control what I can make invisible.
Yes.
So like if I were to break into a bank, then I could pick up the money and have the money be invisible.
Yep.
But I also would like the ability to go into someone's house and make knives float around and chairs float around and scare the shit out of people. I think both of those are fun, valid things to do.
I think
Rob banks and
I would
scare people to death.
I would perform a lot more crimes than I already am right now, which is 0.
Yeah, me too.
Why not?
Because, yeah. What about you, KJ? What would you do?
Well, mine seems really lame in comparison. I would like hop on planes or cruises and go fun places and then reemerge there and not have to pay.
So, can your clothes be invisible?
Well, yes, I would totally make my suitcase invisible so nobody could see it. And I just kind of hang out in a corner where nobody would
But would you be
run me
naked?
over. I suppose if I had to be, but probably not if I can touch things and make them invisible.
I would still be nervous being invisible and naked.
I wouldn't. Because if I were to apparate in front of somebody, they're scared.
No one would believe them.
Yeah.
I saw this naked guy appear in front of me.
He was really fat.
Oh, okay. Okay, Cindy, I believe you.
That would be the funniest shit ever to think about. Like,
Oh my god!
So much pale, pasty skin.
and it's flubbing at me.
I would go to funerals too.
When they toss the dirt and just throw it back up at them.
Or lay on top of the casket so they're throwing the dirt on you and there's a human figure forming under the dirt. You could ruin people. I want to do that so bad now. That'd be fun. Just get hit a
Apparently-
mic. I'm not dead.
Two-thirds of us, the minute we get the ability to become invisible, we become huge assholes.
Yep.
It's true. Like, on the internet, we're huge assholes because we have the power of pretty much, invisibility. Like, we can be whoever we want to be on the internet.
That secretly deep down you're a horrible person?
Yeah. Because, like, think about it. Like, you have the power of invisibility, so therefore you could do whatever you want. And the first thing we're going to do is, like, rob banks and scare people.
We're terrible people. It'd be hard. It'd be hard to steal cars, though.
I'm really glad to say I wouldn't go out and rape somebody,
Oh no.
and I wouldn't sneak into a locker room.
Nursing homes.
Sexy grannies.
You're down with the gilfs?
I'd be in the corner like, I feel gypped. This power sucks. All I can see is grandmas.
Now, let's say you go to haunt someone's house. Do you choose to haunt them on how hot they are?
I think it'd just be random. Eeny, miny, mo, you.
I would definitely go with whoever was the most horrible to me. So
Ooh.
you, that bully in second grade, I'd keep an eye out if I were you.
Ooh, KJ had a bully in second grade.
No, not really. I just thought it'd be fun to
You
say.
bullies in every single grade I was ever in. You're all fucked. No, you're not.
I'd probably do it to people I know too.
It's more fun
I'd
if
go
you get
over
to see
Brock's
their pain.
house.
See, that's what makes me worry.
Because I can see his reaction, just like, whoa, that was weird. Brock. Oh my god.
Well, like, okay, so
Or I would
Everybody-
just come over here while you're
No.
playing Dark Souls 3 and I'd constantly turn your PS4 off. No save points.
would you come over here? Okay, let's mix some powers. So you have the power to go back in time and be invisible. Do you come over on my birthday party, and when I'm trying to play ICP, do you turn down my stereo?
Of course I did. I mean, of
You
course I
know
would.
Too much. I just shot AJ. And now myself.
And I guess that means I take over the world.
I'm going back in time and unshooting you, AJ.
Oh, hey, we're back.
We're back.
No, but do you remember when that happened, though? Like, we kept, like, trying to listen to Insane Clown Posse, and
Yeah.
my stereo kept getting turned down?
This
I've-
is the
I've-
only time that's ever happened that I can remember.
Yep. That's the only time I've ever had that kind of issue, so it's kind of a creepy thing.
Maybe you're haunted by someone who has good taste in music.
But anyway, I don't know. It makes me question my morality, because, I mean, like, at least, like, I wouldn't do, like, super horrible stuff, but I would totally
I'd take money.
take money.
Well, the hard part is you don't have abilities that help you, like, oh, I'm going to try to break this safe.
Yeah, so you have to, like...
You have to do it during business hours and not bump into anybody.
Yeah.
Or wear cologne.
Or accidentally sneeze.
Yeah.
Or fart.
Of course, I mean, if someone can't see the source of the sound, they're probably just, I'm just hearing things.
That's true. Could you imagine hearing, like, a ghost fart?
You were just, chill! What the? That was weird.
Oh, I got noisy neighbors today.
Neighbors. Don't even say bless you, dick.
I don't know. The power of invisibility is.
Great power comes great responsibility.
God damn it.
Pizza time. Pizza time. Pizza time. But-
AJ would just kind of hang out at Pizza Hut and be like, fresh one out of the oven, and it disappears.
I didn't even think about taking
Nuh-uh.
food.
Here's the thing. You couldn't do that because you need to pick up the tongs. Because, all right, I worked at a Pizza Hut. Have you ever accidentally put your hand on when you make a pan pizza, it comes out of this super thick pan, okay? Now, or at least when I was an employee, you have to wash the dishes. So sometimes people would bring you back a stack of dishes, but they wouldn't tell you, hey, these just came out of the oven. And you put your hand out and you go to grab it and you get burned with a pan that just went through an oven that was set at 840 degrees.
Like pan roulette.
That's crazy. Plus, if you had the kind of invisibility where you couldn't wear your clothes,
Oh,
you're
dude,
walking around naked in front of all those heat sources. What if you burn something off?
But yeah, I can only think of criminal things I would do. I wouldn't be like,
criminal mischief.
I'm gonna help somebody with invisibility.
Yeah, like, how
No.
could you? All you have is invisibility. Like, you still have, like, your same broke-ass body.
Yeah.
So, like...
It's not like I'm gonna run into a burning building and carry someone out.
But
I'm gonna walk by while I'm invisible. It's like, that sucks.
I think it would be cool, like if you had like a girlfriend or something, and you're like, do you want to just like close your eyes and get fucked by anybody you want? I'll turn invisible so you could just imagine. You had the kind of invisibility where like you could put on a face mask.
Oh my god! No, it's just a floating like Bob Dole mask.
It's nice to know Brady wants to have sex with Bob Dole.
Well, that's the first thing I thought is those creepy Halloween masks. Yeah, just the eyeless, mouthless. No, that'd be like horror. No, that's terrifying.
If I somehow gain the power of invisibility, I know all the ways to scare Brady. Show up and apparate in places he doesn't expect. Stare at him from like a weird place and just stick my head up and go, Brady. And then like he looks,
Change the channel on him while he's watching whatever.
turn off his PlayStation while playing No Man's Ski.
He's probably gonna watch me jack off a lot.
And throw little green men all over the place.
God,
The gray men.
we would get evicted because of me indiscriminately shooting. I hear a noise, bam! Oh shit, I'm shooting at my friend.
Yeah.
He should have known better. How did the invisibility come to this?
Because you and I are horrible people, Brady. And this episode has sealed the deal. And I feel bad for KJ because she just wanted a fun, family-friendly show.
It would be... I would probably just go invisible to not be seen and just hang out.
Oh, especially at like a family reunion, and you're
Yeah.
just leave me alone, please.
Like you could... That is
Oh my goodness.
completely being alone.
Well, no, because they would still notice you're not there. Because, like, I was thinking, like, oh, I could finally go to, like, holiday shit with KJ's family and then just kind of, like, poof. But then they'd all be like, where's AJ? But then when I'm there, nobody cares that I'm there anyway.
They care.
I end up sleeping on all of their couches.
I sleep at your appearances.
So I don't ask you to go anymore.
I do go. I didn't last year because work was crazy and I was pregnant, but...
But anyway, so, like, I could just leave, too. So, I mean, that's not really too different. Because if I'm already going to go through the through the process of making myself invisible. Because really, if you think about it, that's got to take a shit ton of energy. How much would you have to
get
eat?
really good at it.
How much would you have to eat? Like, what would your caloric intake be to make your outer dermis turn invisible and your
It'd have
hair?
to be- everything would have to be invisible. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's not that hard. It's just on or flicking a switch.
I don't know. You'd still think like it takes energy to like.
Think, stand, walk, talk.
Yeah, the
And be able
majority
to hold that concentration to stay invisible.
while going boogie woogie woogie and making people's guitars float and air drumming. Oh, I see. They have a drum set.
What if all those player pianos are actually just invisible people who can't get work?
That really sucks because they're just sitting there waiting for someone to turn the crank.
Oh, finally I can use my only skill in life.
Playing Thomas the Tank on piano. Bump, 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 bump.
It wouldn't. Yeah, invisibility wouldn't be my first choice.
Nope.
Of powers.
Definitely not. Now that I'm thinking about it, because it just makes me an asshole.
Yeah.
The reason we chose invisibility was because we all thought, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. And now we're all just like, maybe not.
Well, I'd still
Maybe
want
as
it.
a secondary skill.
Yeah, most definitely a secondary, but I would much rather have a different main. And that would be the power to not be fat.
You have that power, AJ.
No, I don't. My body's broken.
It's called tapeworms.
Oh.
Just gotta start eating raw pork.
That just sounds so horrible. So, if you had the power to be invisible, what would your superhero name be? Or would you be a supervillain?
I'd probably be a villain just because of what I'd want to do with the power.
Yeah, same here. But, like, my power, like, wouldn't even wreak havoc on all of mankind. It'd wreak havoc on the poor schmuck who left their front door unlocked.
Or whoever.
So, like, really, I
clumsily
wouldn't even
crawl
be a
into their window.
super villain. I would just be like a...
Oh, there's that invisible dick.
Yeah. That could be my name.
The invisible dick.
That invisible asshole. I don't know. Like, since you didn't really chime in too much about what you would do besides going to getting free fare to cool places.
Dude, I would get free fare to cool places and I would see everything and I'd take 1,000,000 pictures and then I'd write long stories about my adventures as an invisible person.
See, at least somebody I know is an innocent-minded person. That's why I married her, because she's my complete opposite. She's not the one sitting here like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking shit on someone's face while I'm invisible.
Oh, that's horrible.
Or, oh yeah, I'm gonna just like...
Because it wouldn't be invisible when it came out.
Because just imagine like this, just this dot shows up and then it goes, and it just gets bigger until like there's this.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no! That'd be fucking terrifying. Plus, then like usually you pee when you poop, and when girls pee, it just kind of goes like. So like first comes laughter, then comes sadness. What if you're one of those super poopers though that can like poop in 30 seconds, that just sit there and go, oh,
That's what I do. I don't take my time.
really?
It would really suck if your kids had that ability from like birth. Could you imagine trying to chase down a 2-year-old who can go invisible?
Oh my god.
You just have to follow the trail of mayhem.
The crayon ends here, so she's got to be somewhere over here.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I think it's funny that me and Brady are both sitting here like, yep, we're just gonna fuck with people one house at a time. Meanwhile, like, but we would have to be random about it, because like if it went like all the way down the block, like like eventually, like a neighbor's gonna be like,
Why haven't your house gotten
the
haunted?
scariest fucking thing happened to me, man. And they're like, oh, that happened to me too. And then
you couldn't tell anybody you had it because that's AJ. He can go invisible.
yeah,
He's doing it.
so you would have to,
What a lonely ability.
yeah. You don't get to share it with anybody. It's something you just do on your own. So you have to like create mischief to bring joy into your life, because you're never gonna find joy being an invisible person.
Wow.
Well, thank
And
you.
that's how we got very philosophical.
Well, thank you very much for listening to Super Happy Fun Time, or whatever the hell I called this show. I don't know. I'm kind of running empty on things to talk about with invisibility. My name is AJ.
Brady.
And I'm KJ.
Hi, David. It's just you and me now. There's no one else at the mic. We're finally alone. Oh my God! Why?